Yeah.
Hang on. Didn't do it. An error occurred. Wait a moment and try again. What? Go live. End stream. I'll get it right one day, Enzo.
Show business is very hard.
It is. One day it'll just be so perfect. Everyone will say something.
Boom, zap. Need a backstage producer.
I'm just going to say, hey, Arden. Remind me, Arden, what time today? I have to go to my thing. Oh, shit. No. Yeah, tomorrow. Arden, remind me. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. I'm going to be on Arden Paranormal. Sorry. Like I was referred to, I am a bit of a squirrel. All right, who's here? I'm looking at the pop-out chats. I'm going to pop it over here, so I'm looking forward. And I'll get it right eventually. Oh, my God. I can't do anything today, Enzo. There we go. I'll get it. Give me a second, guys. All right. Here we go.
Well, welcome to the show, everyone.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. What have we got?
Wheels are coming off already. We're just getting started.
Yeah, I know. All right, Betty. Betty was first here today. Kathy and Betty. It's usually Kathy or Betty. Kathy's usually first, but she's sneaky. She gets in a couple of days before sometimes. But anyway, they're both here. Jennifer B. Who else? Kibba. Tanya. Maisie Rose. Hi, Maisie. And Sam. Hi, Sam. It is tomorrow, isn't it, Sam? It is. Oh, look, I've got the thing. Firefly. Kelly, hello. Who have I missed? Giselle and D. Did I say hey, D? Julie R. Did I say hey to you? The chat's moving really. I'm sorry. I'm all shook up. A lot
of green in that chat. Good to see.
I know. Oh, look, everybody. This is just for the members. Oh, well, I've been singing stuff. So when people do stuff, I go, thank you. And Enzo plays his music. I finally concentrated on making some little things. So because none of you have had this yet for becoming members, here we go. Are we ready? Let's get it right. Here we go. You ready? For all the members. Ta-da! What do you reckon?
Very festive.
Did anyone watch it, or are you all talking in the chat?
I was trying to have a conversation. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Farfar.
Here they come. Little party hats are rolling in. See?
Yeah, there you go. I just thought it important to make an effort, and that's why too. When anyone joins, I always make it. Wendy joined. I don't think she's here yet, but Wendy joined. So, and everyone who joined, I put your name, and then I think of something. So I can't remember what did I put for you, Enzo. Did I put a spaceman? Probably. or a science guy. I might have put Einstein. I don't know. But I think about people. So whenever I see the name Wendy, apart from the fact that was my mother's name, but Wendy the Witch from Casper the Ghost. So Wendy got Wendy the Witch and Casper on her little thing. But I try to think of something for everybody, unless I can't because your name, I don't know your actual name and your name's like something obscure. Then I just think, I still try. I have fun. Hey, Ruby Moon. Hi. And Glenda. I hope I haven't missed anyone. If I have, just shout out again. Tanya's pretty good at making sure I don't miss anybody anyway, because I'm always rapt when people come in to say hey. And so anyway, Enzo, you said you've had a pretty uneventful week. So nothing interesting's happened with you?
Not really. I've been shopping for vans so I can go adventure across the U.S. and all that. I might actually have one. Well, let's see.
Cool. Has it got a bed and everything in it?
Oh, no. It's a plain, empty cargo van. So I will be building
or whatever in it.
Whatever I want in it.
Yeah. Back in the day here in Australia, I don't know if America had a similar thing, but in the, I want to say the 70s, because I know the 70s and 80s, because I knew a friend who also had one. We have what's known as a panel van. I don't know what the American, I'll tell you in a sec, Tanya. I'll tell you in a sec about my prang. We have a panel van. So it's like 2 seats at the front, and it's covered in, it's not, hang on, I'll see if I can find a picture of a panel van, but it's usually a Holden or a Ford, and it's got doors that open out at the back, kind of like a Scooby-Doo car, but not really. It's smaller. I'll show you a picture in a minute. But they used to, you'd get a panel van and you'd deck out like it'd be empty at the back, because it's mainly for tradesmen, empty at back, and people would velvet interior, lights, stereo,
those little dingle ball things.
Yeah. And hang on, I'll find your picture. Because I think I might be wrong, but I think it was classically maybe a very Australian thing to do back in the day. Here we go. Sort of.
No, and we had those too in the 70s.
Oh, you did? This is an old panel van. Hang on, where's my so it was always like don't come a knocking if it's rocking or whatever you called it.
The vans are rocking, don't come a knocking.
Yeah, like, where are we? Did it share? See, like that. Like a yeah, and I'm just going to see if I can find, hang on, I'll make it a bit bigger.
Oh, that is weird. It's like
see,
half truck, half station wagon.
That's a Munro. That's a Monaro there. I had a Monaro, but not in a panel van. I'm just trying to find one that's, I'll just put interior and I'll show you so you don't have any of those in America?
Not quite like that. The van life fad right now is to do like what I'm doing, is buying a basic cargo van, preferably like one of the high top ones, which I don't want because you can't find them, because every
there you go.
Out there.
Hang on, I've got it. Yeah, every hippie's getting them. Hang on, stop screen. This is this will be 70s. Share screen. I hope I'm not popping anyone's mother up on it. Share. So see, that's kind of like, see how it's all decked out? So that's the inside. So they did it, all sorts of things like that. But generally speaking, if the boys had a panel van, the mothers were very wary.
Right.
Sort of like
champagne over there. They got the big tube TV.
They've got the speakers at the back that you can see here for the stereo, all velvet, a mattress, curtains to pull across here. Oh yeah. I can still remember not so much my mum, because I wasn't living with my mum at the time, but I was living with my uncle, and I can still remember the you're not going out with him, mate, because I did know a boy who had a panel van, but I was super innocent. There was nothing going on there. I never got in the back of the panel van. We went to the drive-in, but that was as far as and needless to say, because I was super innocent, we didn't go out for terribly long. He moved on to someone who wasn't so innocent. Boys can be like that.
We are oddly like that still late into our life, we're still like that.
Hey Joe, thanks for dropping in. Say hey to Dawny for me. Dear, yeah. So I've had a crappy kind of a week, and not horrible. Like I'm still here, so that's the important thing. But yeah, I'm just going back into the what? Tanya M. Karen Super. Well, yeah, when I was a teenager, I can tell you.
I was going to ask if that was you in that picture of the van.
Oh, I did have a haircut very similar. I did.
You still have that picture there? We can pull it back up.
Oh no, I put it down. I can show you it.
No.
I can show you a picture of me. I can even show. Oh, where would it be? Actually, you know what? I probably could pull up footage of me when I was 17 at a party. Do you want me to try and find it? I'll see. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it because I know roughly where it is on my hard drive, but I haven't looked at it in a long time. Hang on, I'll just check if it's plugged in. And it's not.
Digging into the archives.
It's the only footage I have of me. I was 17, or was I 18? I was just 18, and I was with my husband to be. Oh, hang on. Yeah, with my husband to be. We weren't married yet. Oh, go away. Stop. I don't want to check anything. And the minute you plug in a hard drive, it wants to scan it. Go away. Oh, Enzo, bloody stop. Yes, stop. Finish.
Pop-ups flying out everywhere. Stuff's going crazy. Oh my God.
Oh gosh. Keep talking, Enzo. I can't find my footage.
I thought this was gonna be something quick.
I've got to look for it.
Keep talking. I'll interrupt. Like, okay, yeah, it's
jump in my car. I want to take. Actually, was that a hit in America? Jump in my car. I want to take you home. Jump in my car. I want to take you home. Da-na-na-na. And I don't know. Then in the end, he kicks her out.
Familiar, but I'm not. No, it was
an English band, I think, from memory. I know that. I know that. What's his name from Baywatch? The star of Baywatch. Shit, he's big in Germany. I'm blank. He had a hit in Germany with it, but hey Betty, hi Betty. Oh, where is she? There she is. Betty Gathers. Betty's been. I'm off. I am a squirrel.
You're gonna get.
You're not talking. Hang on. Movies, photos.
Where would I have been able to shoe in a word? It's
movie.
Well, while she's looking for that, I'm kind of curious how many. What?
The balloon. What about the balloon? Oh. No, the balloon. The balloon. That's we'll talk about the balloon. You do what you want. David Hasselhoff. Thanks. I'm getting all excited because I want to show you. Oh, Old Family. There we go.
This is how this is going to go. But I am kind of curious, since we are going to be talking a little bit later about being in automobile accidents. How many folks out there have also been in horrific crashes? Not that yours was horrific. I mean, you probably got jostled a bit, but I know I've totaled a car or two. But I know I've got pictures I could share of me, very young me, in a wrecked out pickup truck. But well, you're doing that.
Yeah, well, I'm getting frustrated because I can't find it, and it should be here. Yeah, go. Yeah.
Cheryl King has her car was totaled. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty ugly and a very especially like when you're younger. It usually happens when you're younger because you don't drive very well. But that is it just destroys your insurance. So you end up walking for a while because you can't afford the insurance when you're young. That's what happened to me, anyways. Julie's had a few wrecks, couple totaled. Yeah, it's
very annoying because I'm without a car now for God knows how long, because they told me it's going to take up to 10 days for the assessor to go and look at it, at which point I'm pretty sure he's going to write it off. But if he doesn't write it off, God knows how long I'll be without a car, because it's one of those cars that when you order parts, it can take months. So in some respects, I hope they write it off, because I just can't imagine why they're going to fix it, because you saw the photos. A lot of people here did. Are you? Oh, Betty's a Karen, darling. Just a minute. Just a minute. Are you ready, Betty? Very good. Thank you. I'm really having trouble. I kind of know where it is, but I'm not sure. I'll just try.
No idea where it is.
Hang on.
Well,
I found it. I found it. Are you ready? Hang on. Now, it's a bit. All right. Okay. You ready? Is everybody ready to see very young Karen? Hang on. I've just got my, there's my Stephen crying because I won't turn off the music. Sorry. And pause. And remember, it was done with an old VCR. So present. Share. That one? No. Window. A window. There we go. Okay, you ready? Oh, that's me. And I'll hang on. That's my husband. Oh, God, Smoochy. Oh, dear, I haven't seen this in years. Oh, no. Look at my dress. Look at my dress. I used to love that dress. Oh, and there's Michael. His name was Michael. Everybody was very drunk this night. Oh. Memories of long ago. Hang on. Wait on. Oh, hang on. Where are we? I think
what was the event? What was going on?
It was a birthday party for one of our friends who was turning 50 at the time. So we were all there, but we were getting yelled at by his wife, who was in the kitchen there doing all the food because we were making too much noise and being cheeky. Yeah. Ron. Danny Nongnor.
We have on the camera right now two biggest jobbos around, Michael Snyder and Michael Shriver here, and we've got three undescribable creatures singing in the background here.
Do you like it? Isn't it old?
What year do you think this was?
It was, yeah, I know. You got to 1983, I think. Hey, Heather, look, you're going to see me when I was little. Oh, yeah, Karen, is it? This is my first attempt at being a
Star Wars haircuts.
Yeah. See, I was interviewing back then, Enzo.
Your Dinah Shore imitation.
I was. Oh my gosh. Look at my hair. Can you see me, Heather?
I don't recognize you without a tiara.
And then I think somewhere here I get. See, I was trying to be sensible, but I get attacked in a minute, I think. Oh dear. Have you had enough?
Yeah. There's a cuckoo clock on the wall. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Oh, I know. There you go. That's me when I was little.
When we start talking about your car crash afterwards, I'll show you a picture of me in my car crash.
Oh, in your car crash?
from 1988.
Ooh, I think most everybody in here has seen my car crash. Sorry for boring you with footage of me when I was a baby. But there you go. Oh, you did ask. So that was me when I was little. That was 80. I'd say that was 1980. 1980. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, 1980. Who am I missing actually in the chat? Let's see. I said hello to Kibba, didn't I, Kibba? I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, come hither with Heather. She has lots of cuckoo clocks.
That's right.
So, yeah,
Went
she
off
has
during that show we were all on together. It's like, what is that?
Oh, look, Cheryl's been a member for a month. Ooh. This is exciting. I love this crowd. Oh yeah, so I think everyone. I don't think I've got. Oh yeah, I do have the photos of the car crash. All right, the car crash, the prang. You don't call it a prang in America, do you? It's
Nope.
a very, very Aussie word. Where are we? Oh, someone commented on my post. So there you go. I'll be able to find the pictures. There we go. Share. Oh. I'll get good at this one day, do you reckon? Maybe. Facebook. Share. All right. So that's the back. Like that doesn't. Well, it does. Like, can you see? So this part here, all of that crumpled. So that's been pushed forward. And then down here, that had been pushed into the wheel. Brand new tires too. I'm really spewy. And I've just had it serviced. And so this back panel here got knocked off. And I don't know if I do that. Oh, good. So do you see where she hits? So she's obviously tried to turn way too late. Banged the back of that in, but you can't quite see, but I'm pointing in the right up here. So this big door here, which would cost a fortune to replace, is squished and being pushed towards the driver's side. Oh, remember, I'm back to front in America, so driver's side is over here.
Right.
So yeah, basically, I think she's buggered. And that water down there, I was worried it was petrol, but it wasn't. And so all the pipes. I think it's probably the air conditioning or something. But, yeah, there was just water peeing out of here. So, it could have been the windscreen wiper stuff for the back. Then anyway, I don't know. I don't know if there's any panel beating type people out there, but I think my car's had the day.
What kind of vehicle is this?
It's a SEAT LDV. It's a Chinese vehicle.
Okay.
Oh, you haven't seen what my car looks like, have you?
No, I have no idea. I remember seeing these pictures the other day when you posted them, but I was like, what the hell kind of car is this?
I'll show you here. There should be a picture of one around here. Images. Just because I haven't got one of mine on the outside anywhere. Oh, there. That's close enough. Actually, that just looks like my car. So hang on. I'll take that away and I'll present. So that one there, see? I don't know if I can make that bigger. I can't. But that's what it looks like. But it's got windows at the back. So it's got it can seat 10 people, 9 people, 9 people. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 9 people. But it's not going to probably put anybody anywhere anymore. I'm really spewy.
Pull all those back seats out of there. You can make that into your own little camper van.
That was my plan. I'd already pulled out some, and I was going. My plan was to take out the seats up. That's the other thing I just purchased for it. It's a blow-up mattress thing that can go down the side of a car, and I'm like, and then this silly lady, not insured, rams into the back of me. Fair income, doesn't matter, I suppose. It's just a car, but I'm annoyed because. So
how does that work where you're at when they're not insured? Does she just?
I've got my own. Well, she's not driving anywhere. Her car's broken. She's got no insurance, but we pay. It's confusing because I think Queensland might be the only state that does it, but we pay insurance, a registration, beg your pardon, you do registration for your car. So that registration covers you for damages to the human. So if the human's injured in whatever way, that registration that you pay covers their bills, so to speak, but it doesn't cover damage to their vehicle. So she's not covered whatsoever. And that means that luckily I'm clever and I pay comprehensive insurance. So that means if someone hurts my car, I'm covered. I can get it repaired. So I'm very, very lucky because, I would have absolutely no vehicle if I didn't have the insurance.
Are you not required to have insurance to drive over there? She was.
Look,
she was supposed to have insurance on her vehicle to be driving it around, right? Okay, yeah, that's how it is in the States too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Look, a lot of people don't. At least a lot of people generally just have the what you call a third party fire and theft, which is really usually very cheap, and it just covers you in the instance where you hit someone else, but your car won't be covered. But in this instance, that lady didn't. I think that should be not allowed. I think if you want to drive a car, you should have some form of insurance for damage to other vehicles because it's not fair. It's just not fair. I think the same too, Wisdom. I think they'll just say no. So it'll still be. I don't know how long.
Was the frame bent? The frame of the vehicle itself? Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
If there's frame damage, they just total it. That's what happened with my vehicle.
Yeah. So where's the picture of your vehicle? Can you find it?
Yes. Got it right here.
I wish it was the same here, Firefly. I really do. I wish it was the same because it's just, where we are. Yeah. Oh my God, look at you. Oh, look at that little cute face.
Obviously, this isn't after the accident. This is a few days afterwards. But
you were lucky, though.
Yes. When you hear the story, how this is, and you'll see a lot more of it in this picture, is I was driving on this freshly blacktopped road that kind of has like an S turn in it. And it's going up a hill. And it was raining, so the water was just kind of like pooling on top and just flowing down this road. Yep, that's me.
Yeah,
and I was 20 years old. This was 1988, and that pickup truck I'm driving, I was brand new. That I'd only had it for about 6 months.
Oh, there you go. And look, Tanya's onto you already.
There's some others in here. Hey, I'm happy to be alive. Yeah, this was a lot of pounds ago. But
well, so was mine.
But anyways, I started hydroplaning, as you can imagine, on brand new blacktop that's wet. And I basically, the direction I was heading is there were two kids on the side of the road. They weren't in the road, but they were walking like on the edge of it. Which this truck I certainly would have popped the curb and just plowed him, probably killed him right there. And the last thing to this day I can remember is like turning the wheel the opposite way, just trying to do anything to stop from hitting them because I was just sliding. There was nothing I could do. And the last thing I can remember is just torquing on the wheel. Yeah. The next thing I know, I'm pushed over as far as I could go against my seatbelt, and it's raining on me. I'm like, what's going on? Everything's all blurry and out of focus. I thought I was having a dream and looked around until I looked down and saw the entire left side of my chest was covered in blood.
Oh, no.
Basically what had happened is because I had turned the wheel, you're supposed to turn the wheel with the skid to try and get out of it. But I was trying to miss two kids. So I ended up basically almost doing like 180 degrees. Both of my right side tires hit this curb that was on the side of the road. I caught traction for a second and my front tires went on top of the curb and I slammed into this cement-based light pole, which the cement base, you probably have them like in your malls and stuff like that. Cause that's actually where I was heading to this local mall, and it hit right in the middle of my driver's side door. and I basically slid sideways into it. And I had my seatbelt on, which was good. I've always been good about wearing my seatbelt. Basically, all that did was keep my ass in the seat. So when I hit, of course, my whole body rocks to the left. My head went through the driver's side window. And if you look, I don't know if you can see my cursor, that little part right there, right where my head is, that's where the pole was, the actual light pole. So had I not had my seatbelt in to keep my ass in the seat, I would have head butted that pole and probably would have hurt it. But this was totaled as well, because this is the frame down here that's all banged up. This is a couple of days later. I had a concussion. They kept me in the hospital for a couple of days. I got out of there. You can see how the back of the truck's all wrinkled up, the whole spiel. This is all supposed to be straight right through here. It got caved in pretty good.
It's funny, actually looking at your pictures, after my son was killed, I didn't want to look at his, I didn't want to see that. And in my head, I've wondered how his injury occurred. Like, I can think, because there wasn't a scratch on the rest of his body. He had a broken collarbone, a couple of scratches. Well, I lied, a couple of scratches on his hands, but it was the head that got it. Now, looking at your pictures, no, stop it. I can kind of get it, because the similar thing would have happened to him, except it was the truck which was higher. So that explains he must have done that, and then that's what's hit the back of his head. So looking at those pictures actually has just explained something to me. So thank you for that, Enzo.
So
as much as
this is the frame of the truck down here, so you can see that's all caved in.
Alive. You're lucky it was a pole.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be here if that was a truck. Sorry, the dogs are going to bark because there's a delivery man at the door. So.
But that was my first vehicle that I'd bought with my own money, and had about 6 months and totaled it out. And then I walked for like 3 years after that at 20 years old, because my insurance went through the roof. I couldn't afford to drive a pair of tennis shoes.
But, well, that's the other thing I'm worried about too, even with my accident.
That's the pole.
So that explains the real. Actually, you know what? If that had been... all the way up.
As you can see, there's a big taller sign, because there's a big highway back here. There's a taller sign back here. You can see how crooked it is. I shifted that thing like 5 inches. I hit it. So I kind of like because I was in a spin, and my front tires were basically where I'm standing, and my driver's side door, I kind of swung into it. So
Princess Scary also lost a son in an accident when he was little. So that's the thing. You can't work it out. You look at the bodies and you think, I don't understand why you're not well, I knew with my son because it was head. But yeah, shitty. You're so lucky. If that pole had have been continued on up, like you've got the bottom of the concrete area is obviously what's hit the door, then you're lucky that at the top you've hit the pole, but you're lucky that the pole sort of came inwards a bit. You'd be dead too. You're freaking lucky. So easy. Our little bodies are so easily broken.
We're pretty fragile.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're still here, Enzo. Big kiss to you, Princess Scary. I'm surprised, actually, I haven't been triggered to cry. But it actually just did, looking at your photos, actually just did help me make sense of something, because I could never look at his car. I didn't want to look at his car. But in my brain, I was always, but how? Now I know how. So there you go. Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know if that helps or not, but I didn't mean
to
help. Cause you any issues there.
No. It does help, because when you lose somebody and you replay it in your brain over and over, and you think, how did that? Like, I've replayed it, and but alternately, you don't really want to visualize it either. But having seen those photos, and knowing that it was a truck that collided with him. And Princess Scary, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've forgotten. It was the same with you, wasn't it? But trucks are higher and all one. So that whole corner of the truck would have gone bang, and that and it also explains the cuts here, because he must have gone like that. He must have gone and turned and bang. So there you go.
The only thing I got out of course, when my head went through the driver's side window, which, to be honest, I'm sure it probably cracked and crushed or whatever, turned into, safety glass when it shatters like that, turns into these little tiny little daggers. And when they took me to the hospital, because they did, they called me an ambulance, because within like 60 seconds after the actual crash, I was as coherent as I am now. Jokes. But it's one of those things where, because I was joking with people, my feet were like on the other side of the transmission hump. I was blasted over against, where the seatbelt was. But thank God I wore my seatbelt. And that's the only thing. That's the only reason I'm here to
thrown from it for sure.
Drink and make jokes today. But when they took me to the hospital, of course, any kind of head wound, this as a nurse that you get, you bleed like crazy from any kind of a head wound like that.
Well, you're learning, Kendra. Yeah, hi, Kendra.
Kendra.
Coming in. Kendra, every Friday I have the young Enzo on with me, and we just talk about Friday night in America. It's Saturday here in Australia and New Zealand. But we just talk about all sorts of subjects. Somehow we got onto car crashes, because I had a car crash on what day was it? I've forgotten now. Thursday, Wednesday, I don't know,
something like that.
One of them days. But yeah,
on my thing, when they took me to the hospital, of course, they gave me the whole pressure bandage on the scene. They take me to the hospital. Of course they did the full, the neck brace, the backboard, and all that stuff when they pulled me out. Although I got to be honest, I could have just walked to where they were. I was fine as far as I was concerned. But you don't know right after an accident like that, your adrenaline's all blasted and you could be falling apart. They take me to the hospital, and by the time I'd gotten to the hospital, they wheeled me to the emergency room. I had bled through the pressure bandage they'd had on my head, so I was bleeding pretty good. And this really, I'll never forget, this very overweight nurse was basically like leaning on my head while I was laying on the gurney to apply direct pressure to get the bleeding to stop. And it wasn't stopping. So they take all the doctor shows up and is like, all right, we'll just put an extra stitch in there if we need to. And I took like, it's 3 or 4 stitches right up in here. Well, of course, back in 1988, my hairline was more in there. It was just inside of my hairline, but it was like right here. I took a few stitches, and he's getting ready to do it. And he's like, oh, hang on a second. Give me the forceps. He digs around in there. Clink. There's a piece of safety glass embedded in my head. So that fat nurse was leaning on, just pushing it in deeper.
Freaking idiot.
They took me down to X-ray, and I was fine. I mean, I was like I am right now. And they moved me from one gurney to another for the X-ray, and they're like, "Yeah, you're fine." And she's like, "I don't." And they were going to move me back on the gurney to go back to the emergency room to basically finish up with me. And the attendant, whoever the person was, the nurse or whoever she was there in X-ray, was like, I guess you don't need this backboard anymore to move back onto. And she takes it and leans it against the wall. And then I move over to the other gurney, and I just happen to be facing where she'd taken it and just kind of leaned it upright, like leaning against the wall. That's when I realized how hurt I was. There was so much blood where my head was. It was running down the board in little rivers. I was like, oh, I'm actually in bad shape. I'm in way worse shape than I thought.
Princess Firefly. I'm sorry. I kind of I realized the other day with the video I made about the Satori and Cody thing. You guys watched it, so you know what I said. But I think from some of the emails I got a few emails from lovely people that are in here today. And yes, it's not a club. that we want to be in as mothers at all, or parents of any kind, I guess. But it was kind of, nice is the wrong word, comforting might be a better word, to know that when we feel comfortable to share our experience and our loss, it sometimes kind of helps a little bit, because we realize there's other people in the world, not just like, so it's not just me that struggles on a daily basis. Princess Scary, Firefly. I've got a friend who lost her son to suicide, and I'll say that word on YouTube. They can just get used to it. So there's so many of us who've lost our babies, and we can never get them back. And it's just kind of comforting to know that we can kind of reach out and go, yeah, we can't fix it. It's shit. And we feel horrible, but you're not alone. You know, we understand, because it is a hard thing for some people to understand the grief or the loss of a child. It's horrific. It's worse than you can ever imagine. It's worse than losing a husband or a brother or a sister or a mother or a father. It really is. It's so much worse. I'm not saying it's not bad when you lose someone else, because I've lost a mother, I've lost people I love, but you kind of, for whatever reason, you go on, and they become, you remember them, you get sad, but you go on. But when you lose a child, well, at least in my instance, I don't know about you girls, but at least in my instance, every day, a couple of times a day, every day. And birthdays, Christmas, Easter, births, it's every time. So it's shit. So to the ladies and gentlemen that might be in the chat that are in the club that we don't want to be a member of, I love you, and we're not alone. And anytime you want to send me an email and just tell me about your baby, I'd love to hear about them and what they used to do and stuff. So feel free, because keeps them alive in a way. And they should. That's why I have Stephen on most of my stuff. That's why I use Stephen's music in most of my videos and things. And sometimes people say, I used to put him, I haven't done it for a little while, but I used to put him in my thumbnails, and people go, who's that? Oh, we don't see him on the channel. And yeah, it's just, he makes like an Easter egg appearance. Dear. What's Princess Scary saying? I'm actually going through stuff with my mum. We just found out yesterday she has terminal cancer. Not to downplay my relationship with my mum. We're close, but the feelings of loss is there. It is. And do you know what? Apologies again to anybody. Cancer's shit. I've lost people to cancer. My mother was one of them. But I've often heard parents say they lost a child to cancer, and it's horrendous. But I kind of think in some ways I'm jealous that is how they lost their child, because in my mind's eye, they had time to say goodbye. They had time to sit with them and hold them and tell them they loved them. And it wasn't instant. It wasn't a shock. Princess Scary knows what I mean, I think. But yeah. But anyway, let's not do that now. Let's just I might even do maybe in the members thing, guys, where you can come on and talk to me, and it's sort of a bit more private. I might even do a live stream, and maybe when it gets close to someone's birthday or something, give me a shout out, and we'll do a little live stream and talk about them, and just in the members thing, so it's a bit private, and like you can come on and talk to me. I don't mean like this. That makes sense. We'll worry about that later. Oh yeah, Spirit Search Australia lives down the road from me, literally.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so I'm in a place called Park Ridge, which is in Queensland, and she's in Bow Desert. So I'm thinking 20 minutes in the car, tops. So I promise I'll catch up with for a coffee with you. I promise. Yeah, hugs to everybody in the chat, and even the ones that, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. Yeah, no, it's okay, Princess Scary. I understand, because I was the same when I got the phone call the next day, because I didn't know on the night, like nobody rang me. It was the next day after his body had already been taken to the forensics. and I still was screaming out, I've got to get there. I've got to get there. He needs his mummy. Sorry. I'll be going to stop talking about it now, if that's okay, people, because you don't want to see
let's slide on to something else.
Yeah, let's go to something. Air balloons, Enzo, air balloons. Apparently there's an alien air balloon.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about aliens, but certainly a UFO. For those of you in the States, if you recall, go ahead and share a screen here with the article. Is basically we've got another unidentified balloon floating over the United States right now, and they don't know who it belongs to. They've already sent
shoot it down there for and find out.
Well, the problem with shooting stuff like that down is there's a lot of little towns, stuff like. Actually, there's a picture of it I have here, which there it is.
There it is.
And this is the whole article. We'll just let that roll, and people can check that out at their leisure. But this is a way smaller than the one we had a year plus ago.
Oh.
It was about a year. Very small. It's got a much smaller package. It's not like, because the really big one, the original one, was big. It was like, had like a boxcar sized package on it. But they've already sent some fighter jets up to check it out and said this is pretty small. It's not a whole lot going on with it. It's not considered a threat or a danger, but they don't know who it belongs to.
Actually, just a question, Enzo, about balloons. Because when the balloon is flying in the air, I know there's been Chinese balloons, so I'm assuming that they have some kind of equipment on there, like, record some kind of recording device. But not that I really want to go in this direction with the thingo, but I reckon I'd just shoot the bloody thing down. Because is it possible that you could put something chemical warfare type stuff?
It certainly could carry
for it to basically dispense over a particular area. Like, I mean, if you were a maniac and you had something, a chemical in one of those,
basically what these balloons do is they get up into the very high altitude, like this particular one that we saw, a brief picture of it. It's in the 45 to 50,000 foot range, which is quite high. That's normally above like where your
Hi, Kevin.
that's normally above like where your civilian airliners fly. They normally top out at maybe for like when you come to the US, they're going usually pretty high. They're going up to about like 40,000. Oh, this is my next story.
I'll remove it in a minute.
This is so you've got these balloons that are very high, and they get into the jet stream, and they go pretty fast. But from where they're launched, they follow this giant path that goes up to it, like the last big one that we saw that went through the middle of the US, launched in China, went up through Alaska, down through Canada. This particular one was spotted over Utah, Colorado area. When it was over the main part of Colorado is where they sent up some jets and looked at it to check it out and things like that. So they didn't have they just to get eyes on it. The other one, they sent a lot of stuff up. They had several different reconnaissance style aircraft that popped up, and they were monitoring what they were doing, because they'll have like giant radios. It's had big solar panels on it to power it. So they're certainly gathering intel. This wasn't a weather thing. This wasn't something detecting wind speeds and barometric pressures and stuff like that. It may have something like that on there, but as large as it was, the other one, not this one, it was sending and receiving radio transmissions to somewhere. That chances are pretty high. It's probably, China. China or Russia. Russia, that's not really Russia's style. Russia.
I don't think it's Russia. It would be China.
Yeah. China, that's super cheap, super affordable, and it's something that might sneak through. So
I just want to say a quick hello to a couple of people. Cupid's Chat
Sure.
or Kevin. Hello. I was in yours this morning. I said hello. No coffee today though. Next time. And Julia is in Kansas.
Oh,
There you go.
I am also in Kansas.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just outside of Wichita.
Which
And
cornfield is it?
we
Oh,
have
Wichita.
Fantastic Publishing. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for
yeah.
gifting 5 Doofy
What?
Paranormal memberships.
Oh, I get to use my thing.
That's right.
Wait. Yay. You ready? Ready? Fantastic. Here we go.
Just
I think
for
I've got the
you.
right one. Just for you. Did you like that? Oh, there we go. Oh, and I'm going to have fun with this today, and I better play, because now there's a couple of new members. I better say,
Right, you got 5 new members.
I've got 5 new members. So here we go, guys. Ta-da! See, better than me singing, isn't it? I've just got to address the question here, Enzo. Donovan Mill is part of the Comstock, yes, and they're sponsors of my event, not in money like they're going to assist with the Donovan Mill investigation. No, the haunted side will not be there, as they well, I think it's just Patrick now anyway, but due to the fakery involved, he's no longer really part of the community, and definitely no longer. I don't know why he would say Mama loves him. Maybe she does love him, but I know that due to some things that happened, that is what shut down certain investigations at the Donovan Mill, Cabin in the Sky, etc. So due to the shenanigans of a certain person, they stopped allowing people going in to investigate. So it sucks. So no, is that better for you? Because I figure now, from now on, I'm just going to say it as it is. So no, he won't, which is a shame, because I thought he was a nice person, but there you go. So I hope that answers your question. Definitely not.
It's I mean, I almost kind of get it with some of those folks where, you know, you got to get content, you got to get you know, you got to get those clicks, you kind of get addicted to that in a way, that popularity and all that stuff. So
I don't know.
when nothing happens, because we've all been out and done some kind of investigation, or certainly, you know, heard a story and you've gone to check it out yourself and nothing happens. And that's
no. Oh, well,
kind of how it goes. And
look, a lot of these places, a lot of these channels do it. I think the issue was that, much like the Cody and Satori's of the world, what's happened is that oh, hang on, look, oh yay, I get a chance to play something else now. Are you ready?
hang on, everybody.
Here we are. Oh, look at you, Enzo. I wanna know. Betty just reminded me of a song. I love that song. Does anyone else love that song? The Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I wanna know. Late December back. I love that song. I used to love it when I was little, but now as an adult, I know what it's about.
Yeah.
Good on him. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So all I know is that no, it's me, Ian. It's me. Well, actually, you know, I was thinking of doing a chicken dancing, but no, I wasn't going to take that from Purple. No, I've never been. I'm only just become monetized, so people can become a member or whatever. So people were doing things, which was beautiful. Thank you. And I didn't. I thought, I had no way to pop something up to say thank you and all that sort of thing. So I just did a like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I would do so. And I thought, oh, that's not good enough. So I played around and I made some little clippets. So when anyone does that. So it's just a bit of fun. I'll mix them up in a little while and make some more. But I do like my aliens. Now back to what I was saying. So in Virginia City itself, the Comstock, the Northern Nevada Ghost Hunters, you could go to the Donovan Mill, Cabin in the Sky, some of the other Comstock buildings and investigate. You paid a fee, but you could go and investigate. I don't think I'm saying anything that nobody knows, but a little bit of damage, not huge damage, but, broken plates, etc., was done at the Cabin in the Sky, and they were none too pleased about it. And also, of course, there was a blue ball that was thrown at Jason's head at Waverly Hills Sanatorium. That's the one. That's where he fell down. That's where he got caught, much like the Cody and Satori thing. People just woke up. And it's sad because many people believed him. I was one. I believed it was all true. So it is sad because he had such personality. He does have personality and everything, but and he was fun to watch. But at the end of the day, when you're taking money from people, promising them pure, true content, and going into places and doing a little damage here and there just to make it look like a ghost broke a plate or whatever. No, there's no excuse for that. And so because that happened, Northern Nevada Ghost Hunters no longer allow anybody to go and investigate those places. So thank you very much to the... So this is what happens, so never mind.
Do you think that's a permanent thing or they'll lighten up after a few months and let other folks in?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think they've got to be very protective because those places that you go into are very old. Like the Cabin in the Sky, that Cabin in the Sky. I'm going to do an episode on Cabin in the Sky because I'm fascinated with the mafia fellow who ran it. So I'll do that, but I'll wait till I get to Virginia City because I might not be allowed to go into it, but maybe I don't want to investigate in it. I would love to just film inside in the daytime so people could see and tell stories of what it was once before. So it was a restaurant, a bar. It was my friends used to eat there. My friend Connie said they made the best steak, so it was a great place. But then, of course, when the mafia fellow who ran it got into a bit of trouble and whatever, just over time shut down and now just stands there like it is. So I'd love to do an episode on it and everything. And who knows, maybe one day they might allow people to go back and investigate. But I think they'd be very, very, very strict on who they allow to do that because you can't go into places breaking things. It's just not on.
Yeah, that's too bad. But before it gets too far away from us, thank you to Tanya M for 5 more
I missed it. Oh, here we go. Yep. Do you like that, Tanya?
Welcome aboard, new members.
Oh, should I do the new members thing again? I might as well.
You got 5 more, so... Very nice.
Oh, this is awesome. Thanks, guys.
Since we've got a whole bunch of new members here tonight, don't we have a member exclusive video or live presentation just for members?
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. That is, let me see. I've set it up every month. I'm going to do more actually for the members because not everyone can be a member. I can't be a member of every channel I love either, because it's just there's not enough money in the world. But I just want people to know that when you're a member of my channel, it's really helping me with the research costs. So awesome. And also, because you've done that, I want to say thanks. So I want to make sure that at least once a month we do a members live. And I haven't got very many, there's not a million of us. So I figure I'll do a live where I can put the link to the live in the chat, and you guys can pop in, and I'll do my very best to spend a couple of minutes with everybody. Obviously, you won't be on for the whole time unless there's only 2 of us or 4 of us. There'll be limits because I want to let other people pop in as well. But, just to say hey and talk to each other and tell each other some stories. I love to hear ghost stories, so tell me stuff.
Me too.
It's a good way just to let you know that you're appreciated. And I'll also put little things out, I did it once. I haven't done it yet, but I'll put up little bits of footage and stuff if I go out on an investigation that I may not put into the episode, but I might want your feedback on. I did that with the EVP that I caught at the asylum. So I'm still not sure what I think of that. I can definitely hear it, but I'm still not sure. I'm not sold on that.
I love that you did that too, because that is kind of a behind the scenes kind of a thing that members can basically evaluate for. Like, here's a piece of audio, video. What do you think? What's your opinion on it? And that's not something that everybody gets. So that's another perk of membership.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So I'll be doing what I can for the members, which you're important to me, and everybody also. Just not so much. You don't have to be a member, but just remember my email is in the about part of my YouTube page, and if there is something in particular that you want me to look at, research, like say you've seen an episode somewhere and you think, I don't know, give me an email, and I may have already researched the place, or at least I can research it to maybe answer some questions about those places, and I'm happy to do that, or just reach out if you're feeling a bit low, and I'll do my very best to cheer you up. Because on my channel, you're not by yourself at any time alone. Okay, so just reach out if you have to. So much work goes into live editing research. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And if you there's ways to do it that aren't expensive, but you can't do the proper research. So I could use all the free versions of different things, but you can only go so far with it before they say, oh, well, to get that, you need to pay this, or to get that, you need. I haven't forgotten about my asylum episode. I'm making it, and it's just about ready to publish. But there was a particular death at the asylum, and I could find it really did happen, but I wanted to find more out on it as to what the cause of this death was, because that wasn't. There's stories, do you know what I mean? And I thought, I want to find out exactly what went on there. So I've ordered the papers from the coroner's office, but I had to pay $60 to get that. And, otherwise I couldn't have felt comfortable about mentioning that particular death in my episode without knowing the full details, because people tell a story and the story sounds slightly unbelievable. So I thought, I'll get that information. So that's important to me. And that's what I mean. I could just put the episode out with the basics, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be sure what I was saying was correct. So, that's why. What's Kibber asking? Yeah.
Whoa! In the middle of it's BS.
Yeah. Look, I didn't mind. I must admit, I used to giggle sometimes if there was a whole heap of them together. Whoa, dude, bro, and I'd laugh. It was funny. But yeah. And look, I would dare say I did watch a couple because I I have spoken with Jason. There were a couple, like I think Patrick actually did catch some pretty good evidence. Fortunately now, because of everything, we don't know. But like, for example, people in here will know if you were watching, ever watched The Haunted Side, there was the famous pizza ghost. They were at the Mackey Mansion. It's all right, I'll explain it to you. They were at the Mackey Mansion doing a live stream, right? So they were live streaming at the Mackey Mansion and they were eating pizza and talking like we are now. Jason and Patrick both reacted at the same time to something that they felt go past them but didn't visually see it, but saw it on the screen. And when they got that clip, it's this weird like ectoplasm floating thing that went past them. Yeah, now I've spoken to Jason and he says that was real. That was real. And I thought, cool. So it is sad because there's some things that they actually did catch. But again, what was it? Who knows? Because they didn't see it with their eyes. The camera picked it up. So I don't know. What's that wisdom? I was using Ghost Tube Box. I was getting some dude bro on it. No, stop. That was interesting. It's not interesting. It's just a silly app.
I think that's hilarious. I'm glad you highlighted that. I found that funny.
Yeah, but it is funny. Yeah, I do actually, Tanya, the same. As I say, it was a good show. I enjoyed tuning in. I enjoyed the two of them working together. I liked watching it. But at the end of the day, it just got a little bit much. It was all about making money and spinning a wheel. And I was a sucker, guys. I was a sucker.
Yeah.
I gave money. I was a sucker because I believed everything. And I thought, well, I can't go and investigate. They are. So, yes, please go to that location. Please, please, please. Here's some money towards it because you might actually get something that can help me. But in the end... In the end, they were not. I won't say they. Someone was helping themselves, and it's sad. It's sad.
Well, it is. Unfortunately, that same story carries over to other parts of the paranormal as well. It's not just a ghost thing, because we see the same thing over on the UFO side. You see the same thing on the cryptid side as well, where somebody gets a popular show. They're expected to perform, and because of course those numbers start to drop off if you keep doing nothing after nothing. So
Enzo, can you see that message?
Mother, there's a lizard in my room. Help!
Please entertain the people with not stories from the underworld, but just 5 seconds. I'll go and get this lizard and help my daughter. I'll be right back, people. In the meantime, the dog might sit up. You might see the dog. I'll be right back.
Sunny Sock, of course, is Karen's daughter. And apparently a lizard has run amok in the house. And if you've not seen Godzilla 0-1 or -0, it can get way out of hand fast. So you need to nip this in the bud right away. So any lizard people running amok, you need to take care of. And of course, people that have been around the channel for a while, we understand lizard people. Because, of course, actually, I think I've got a background for that someplace. This is Agartha, the city in the middle of the middle of Earth. Where Karen has taken us on a particular adventure where she had to deal directly with the lizard people. Actually, there's one right there. But and Tanya, of course, she knows lizard people quite well. A little more well than I certainly would, but that's Tanya's business. But of course, they have to deal with things there. On Karen's ranch and deal with their own issues there, because honestly, they can get a we have a special guest that has popped up.
Actually, yeah, hang on.
all secure at the compound?
Yeah, there he is. Where's his sound effect?
There he is.
There he is. He popped up. He's sitting there keeping me company. Oh, all right.
I had to
there we
go
go.
all the way to Agartha to tell that.
Oh.
That's the secret city underground.
Let's see. I think most people have fallen for a faker to
just hanging
some
at the bar.
degree. Way back when there was stuff. Yeah. But you know what I've noticed lately, and I hope I'm right. I think, if anything, this there you go. Sunny sock lights you, Enzo. No, she didn't get eaten, Tanya. She didn't get eaten. What was I saying? Yeah, with this whole Cody and Satori thing, I don't know if you've seen it, Enzo, the toe tapping duo. I think the good thing that's coming out of it is that a lot of people, not just people who debunk, like people like myself, even younger people that actually love, for example, watching Sam and Colby or any of those shows, they're all looking at it now and thinking, hang on a minute, what? And I think it's kind of because no one's relenting, no one's giving up. It's not a matter of doing things to get the attention on your channel. It's a matter of, hey, we're watching you, you're fake, bugger off. I'm hoping it has that effect. I'm hoping that they disappear. I hope they're never going to admit they're lying, because to do that, they'd be in big trouble. I think what they'll end up doing is just disappearing, if you know what I mean. Like, no, don't bring. Yeah, let's. They've got to do something, because they're scammers. They're, what do you call it, where people grifters?
Grifters,
yeah. Like snake oil salesmen, whatever you call. They're in that. They're in
the
that.
UFO side is thick with them, and there's quite a few over on the specifically Bigfoot side, which my friend Nikki from Sasquatch Secrets has just popped in to say hello, and she can certainly
Nikki.
She certainly does cover that on her channel on Sunday nights.
Oh, good, yeah. Hey, Crow. Yeah, and Crow did a brilliant episode on them, actually, in Crow's style, but putting the point across. It was, I think the good thing is that, well, they are, I think, the Spirit Search, they are, and I think that's the good thing. They're not relent. We're not going to relent. Like, they're not going to be able to prove they're telling the truth, because from a scientific perspective, Enzo will understand what I'm about to say. If what they were doing was really true, they're a miracle. They're a simple miracle. They could solve crimes. They could solve world issues. They could solve a million, trillion, billion problems of the world. We'd finally find out who Jack the Ripper was. We could find out where all the dead bodies are hidden. Hey, Ted, I know you got executed, but hey, could you tell us? Like, they're just liars, and it's sad. And the excuses are, I don't want to show my bare feet because, people with foot fetishes. And the other excuse, which I found deplorable, the spirits might not allow us to talk with our shoes and socks off. Don't get me started.
You've already started. Keep rolling.
I've already started. Actually, Princess Scare, I've been thinking about that, and just think about it for a minute. We're all parents, right? Oh, except for Enzo. You haven't got kids, have you, Enzo?
Nope. What? Just me and the road.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, though. You'd make a good dad.
I just like practicing.
The problem is, think about it for a sec, right? We all have children that the ones that have children, you do your best when they're little to give them a moral code, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, all that sort of thing. You allow them to find themselves, but you guide them along the way. Now, I'm pretty sure Jason strikes me as I think he's gorgeous. I love Jason. He strikes me as someone who would be a good dad. So you get to a point in your stage of life where your kids, you've done the best you can. You've raised them the best you can. Then they meet friends. They meet people that influence them in a different way. Sometimes those people take them away from your core values that you've put into them. So I honestly think people should let up on Jason, because there's nothing he can do. He's probably already told her, to be honest, but she's his daughter, and of course he loves her to the moon and back, but he's just got to let her take this journey on her own. She's going to fall. He'll be there to catch her as a dad. It always is. And I think people need to let up on him, because it's really got the only thing it's got to do with him is the fact that she is his daughter. And that's a lot, but I think, there's only so much you can do. He's probably already had a talk to her, and she's just, no, whatever. She's in love, whatever. She'll fall down in a big heap, and Daddy will pick her up, and, we'll see what happens. Sky Talker, Karen, Enzo, did you hear they did try no shoes or socks? Cody been using his ball. Oh, that's naughty. That's rude. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. You tell your kids most of the time they go against you anyway, and she's still, So I think what will happen going forward is if nobody lets up, like don't let up, don't let him get away. I would love, actually. Oh, I wish he was in here. I don't think he is. Joe, he's out to dinner with Dawny. I reckon when Joe goes there in March, it's only a few weeks away, he should really, because they're the caretakers. They're there. It's my understanding, Joe can clear this up for me. It's my understanding that Cody and Satori are the caretakers. They're there when you go to investigate. So be interesting to see how Joe handles it. Quite frankly, I hope he tells them we don't want to see your faces. Piss off. Like, I really do. I know I would. I'd go at him. You wouldn't want me there. I'd be a real cat. I'd say, you know what, you two, come here. And I'd say, right. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'd just give him a talking down, and like a mother would, and just say,
exactly. And that's honestly probably exactly what they need too, is somebody's like to set them straight. Like, what you're doing isn't right.
Yeah. And yes, there is that footage too. Spirit, there's 11 years ago. Yeah, because that's the thing, Enzo. They said, oh, we kind of fell onto, we just realized holding hands, rah-de-rah-de-rah. And I did see some interesting footage, actually, and I'll stop talking about this in a minute, even though I say we still should cover it. Crow. I think it was Crow. Was it you that had the footage? If you wanted to come in, you could, Crow. Just tell me. The footage where they're outside with Cody and Colby, Sam and Colby. They're outside. They can't hear any tapping because it's a dirt, like they're outside. You see her move her foot in a very awkward way, move her foot, and her foot is now touching his. And then she starts to be able to A, B, C, D, E. I thought, you cheeky little, and someone points it out. That's how she's feeling it when he clicks his toes to make because, just foul. All right, what's Kipper saying? The thing that bothers me is he let them do the tapping thing on his show, so that damages his reputation as well. Personally, Joe said he was going to be professional. Joe. You need to take me with you. I can be the excuse for not being professional. What's professional? Professional would be, dude, you're not professional. Bugger off. Yeah, shh. Shh. Lucky I'm not coming, isn't it, Joe? The Yummy Donut. Oh, that's a good name.
Oh.
Ooh. Hey, Yummy Donut, do you have a channel? Or is that just your name? I like that. I haven't scared you off with all my ranting, have I? Bloody hell, hope not. Yes. It was Mythos. Mythos. He's lovely. I've been chatting to him. He's a nice man. I like Mythos. That's another channel, Enzo. It's all right. I'm not cheating on you. I don't think Joe's in here, Crow. He was out to dinner with Dawn. God, I'm good, aren't I? Hang on a second. I'm just going to do something. Give me a second. There it is. I'm doing something. Copy.
We started early tonight. Are we cutting it early as well? Because I don't want it to get too late on you here.
No, why have I been talking too long? 2 hours is tops. Are you done cooking me?
Hey, we started 30 minutes early, and
yeah, I will finish 30 minutes early. Yeah, I just thought I'd do that because it was easy.
I didn't know there was a specific reason for that. I just knew we were starting early.
Oh, look, I'm going to put you over my knee, young man. Oh, Squirrely's World. Hello, everybody. She says. Oh, I'm assuming it's a she because I'd name my channel after she. I get told often I'm like a squirrel. Maybe that's my spirit animal, a squirrel.
Could be.
Maybe that's why I get excited when I see a squirrel. Oh, dear. Have I missed anybody that's come in? Tanya, have I missed anybody? Oh, David. Hello, David. And, of course, Crow came in. Joe was here earlier, Crow, but, yeah, he was out for dinner with Dawny.
40 folks in the chat. That's fantastic. Thank you very much for showing up tonight. About 40. 40.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Have I missed any? I haven't missed anybody. It's all good. Okay. Just remember, guys, when you're in the chat, if you're saying anything to me and I don't see it, just repeat it till I see it. Because you know what I'm like. I start talking and I look at the camera and go, blah, 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 and then I look back over and go, oh, what? Oh, Kendra. Okay. I hope you enjoyed being here. Oh, 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, go to bed. Go to bed. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Hang on, Kendra, just in case. Here's one. See my squirrel moment. Enzo brought it up before, and I went right off subject. Where am I? I'm on to my handy-dandy calendar. I'm pretty sure it's 28th. I've got it set for my end. 4 p.m. Yes, so 4 p.m. on the 28th for me, which is lunchtime, I believe, for America. And England, it will be evening, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it's morning. I don't know. Click on the link in the. I think I've put it up. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure it's up there under lives. If you click on it, it'll tell you what time for you in your area that members only live stream will be. I've tried really, really hard to make it so England, Australia, New Zealand, America, we're all kind of in par, because I know Tanya clicked on it and it was 7 o'clock for her or something, I think. Oh, here he is. Hello, sweetheart.
Hi.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hey, Enzo. Almost called you Cody for some reason. Wow. Hey, Enzo.
It's all right. Are you sleepy, sweetie? Do you need to go to bed?
No, I'm good. I just haven't slept yet, so.
Oh, it's all right. I'm not on for much.
It's overrated. I rarely do it myself.
Yeah.
I have like insomnia.
Oh no. Holly, yeah, send me a picture of the side. What's it? A sideways? Maybe you were just on the side of the rainbow. Holly just says that she saw something weird in the sky the other day, almost like a sideways rainbow. I'm sure it's just a glitch of nature. She'll send me a picture. I'll share it later on the
I want to see that picture.
Yeah. Well, actually, can you send it to me now, Holly? Because I can put it up. Oh, she did. Oh.
Pop it up. Let's see.
Oh, all right. Hang on a second.
If she doesn't mind. No, I mean,
no, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Facebook. There we go. How are you anyway, Crow Bubba?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Look, can you see it, Enzo?
I do. I know what that is.
You do know what it is?
Yeah, it's if you Google iridescent clouds, basically what it is, it's a rainbow, of course, is, sun goes through, little droplet, micro droplets of rain in the sky, and it forms that diffraction pattern where you start seeing the entire, visible spectrum in there, which we call a rainbow, and it always ends up being this arc and all that. It's the same idea in the clouds, where it's moisture up at a certain altitude and it's thin enough to where as the sun goes through, it goes through kind of like a prism effect of the cloud layer it's mostly moisture anyways, mostly water, so it has the exact same effect. So iridescent clouds is what you see there, and that's a very good picture of it. Good eye.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Holly. There you go. Now you know it wasn't a glitch, it's just nature.
Yep.
Everyone's saying sleep's overrated, Crow.
I agree.
I used to say that. So I couldn't sleep.
It does catch up with you over time. That's true.
And when I started falling asleep, falling asleep while driving. That's when I was like, you know what? This might be a problem.
You don't want to do that.
No, dude. When I woke up in the other lane, because I realized, yeah, it could have been really bad.
I've done that too. A micro sleep, Crow. It's scary.
Yeah,
it is. Did you ever like start to hallucinate where you like see things? Because I had that once, and it's like, no, I don't ever want to do that again. Just driving and driving and driving, and it's like, oh, I'm fine. And then you start like seeing just weird shit. To me, it looked like it was like 2 miles ahead of me on the highway. Mm-hmm. It looked like a giant sheet was like blowing in the wind, like 2 miles, but it filled up like the entire highway, like both sides. It was like this giant blowing sheet with a light behind it, which was the sun, because the sun was going down in front of me. It's like, I was like slowing down. People are passing me and honk on their horns. I was like, what is this amazing thing? It's like, it's me not getting any sleep. And I pulled over at the very next rest area and zonked out for like 3 hours in the front seat, just slumped over in my car.
Damn.
For a couple hours.
I do this thing where when I start falling asleep, or if I'm sitting there and I fall asleep by accident, I hear a loud bang. You know that loud bang effect you get, where it's like bam, and you look around, there's nobody here. I know it's in my mind. Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. Hey, Crow, since I've got Enzo here, and since you two guys are the alien UFO type creatures, anything that you want to talk to Enzo? Oh, well, you know what I mean. You love it. Enzo's the science guy.
I am not a creature.
Well,
I love aliens.
you do, because I've been seeing a lot lately. I had conversations with people who said that the footage of the alien craft is all totally explainable, as in it's not an alien craft. It's, probably just a man-made thing yet unidentified. And I'm like, dude, if it's probably a man-made thing not yet identified, what is it? It's a UFO or a what are they called now?
Yeah.
So,
UAP.
UAP, that's it. I don't like that. It's too hard to remember.
I would say too that like nowadays, especially with all the drones, we have like all these cool craft probably going around. Like nowadays, it really is hard to, I know a lot of these are drones and different things and different vehicles of types, but when you go, people like to say, oh, it's drones. Oh, it's, it's cool, like aircraft that we haven't, put out there yet. But when you go back to the 40s and 50s, maybe even earlier than that, there's a lot of sightings of these weird aircraft with no wings or aircraft that skipped along very weird, oddly. And so if you go back to those days, there was no drones. There was no, and other countries haven't really, they didn't really have advanced craft back then, especially the ones we're talking about seeing back then. So I don't know. You go back to long enough, I just wonder what those were back then that we were seeing.
Right. You said I keyed in when you said skipping, and that's what Kenneth Arnold described.
Thank you.
That's famous sighting.
Yes, the 40s, right?
Thank you, Scott. Hey, look at this. I've got to interrupt. Yep. Guess what? Look, I got a super chat.
I love it.
Do you like that? Do you like that, Crow?
That's awesome.
Thank you, Squirrely. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you for that. So sorry, Crow, I interrupted you, but I had to because
Enzo, glad you brought that up, because that's what, as I was telling that story, or when I was saying that, that's the guy I was thinking. One of the guys I was thinking about was Kenneth Arnold. Go ahead.
Well, Kenneth Arnold was a medical doctor, 1947, near Mount Rainier, Washington. He had a private pilot's license. He had his own plane, and he was actually out looking for a crashed aircraft that was somewhere in that vicinity. He was basically doing a grid search for this plane that it was missing from a couple of days. While he's flying along near Mount Rainier, which is a very large mountain in Washington State, he saw what he described as several crescent-shaped craft kind of skipping. And the description he gave to the press, because he was super open about it as soon as he's like, dude, I saw this weird ass shit. But like the news showed up and they're like, what did you see? And he described it as these crescent shaped vehicles, whatever they were. There were, several of them kind of in a loose formation, and they seem to be skipping, not just flying straight, but they would lurch and do this kind of hopping, skipping method. As he said, the quote being, skipping like a saucer across the water. After that, that's where the term flying saucer came from, where the news ran with it. It's like, man sees flying saucer. And everybody started seeing saucers everywhere after that point. Coincidentally, just a few weeks before the supposed Roswell crash.
Yep.
So, and there were other sightings of similar vehicles across the country. Well, mostly the western part of the United States. So that they usually were described as sort of like the heel of a shoe, where it was rounded on the front and flat in the back. And they had that weird skipping kind of motion as they flew along.
And that skipping motion has been, even to this day, that's how a lot of people will describe it, is they just kind of skip along, and they don't they don't usually just fly in one straight motion. They just move from one place to like zigzag, or just move like they don't, like aerodynamics do not apply to them really.
Oh no. Well, if you could imagine, like,
sorry guys, sorry, hold that thought.
Got 3 now.
Thank you, Mike. Love your tar.
Okay, it's the see, speak, and hear no evil, guys.
Oh wow! I got a tattoo like that actually.
Are they like?
I have.
I've got a
Gumby. I have a whole bag of them. You can get on Amazon, and their arms and legs are posable, and I just made them in that.
So you can get them on Amazon. Oh, I might get some of them and put them in my goodies bag. What do you reckon, Crow?
Be kind of cool.
I love them.
Yeah, I'll send you one. I'll send you some, Crow. They can sit next to Elvis. All right. So, thoughts. Enzo, I interrupted with my super chat. Thank you.
Well, super chats take precedence overall. Thank you very much, Micah. And but as far as UFOs go, even if we'll just take the basics of because everybody's familiar with Star Trek, warp drive, and stuff like that. The Enterprise warps off to other stuff. What would that look like if you were sitting behind them? You were just sitting still. You're just hanging out, and the Enterprise warps away. What would that look like? Would it, it disappear into a point, which has been described? Would it look like this kind of intermittent, it's only reflecting the light at certain points to where that's where the skipping part might come in, because it's so not exactly teleporting to those little points, but that's all you can see. It's like seeing something that's moving so fast and you're filming it. It's only like catching every few frames that it's showing up, that kind of an idea. So it can get pretty wild when you start getting into
Well,
over your head type of physics. So.
I'll say one thing to this. The reason why I bring this up with this the 40s and 50s and 60s is that what were those? Those were high flying aircraft flying in formation, unidentified, no visible propulsion system, blah blah blah. So what were those at the time? What were those? So
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
For Bay Area Ghosts for $10. Thank you very much. Not
you,
aliens. They were from the future. And honestly,
yep,
that is possible.
I think that's possible, yeah. And actually, that's the other thing, Enzo and Crow. There's still all of that. You can get the sound, or excuse me, the sound from it. Well, unless it's fake, I don't know. But back in the day, when I want to say the early 50s, I could be wrong on the date, might be the 40s, where Washington, those UFOs were seen and tracked by air traffic control, and they sent out a sortie to go check it out. So what the hell was that? And now that's documented. That's a true happening. So how do you explain that in this state, like that argument that we get today, Crow, where people are saying, oh yeah, it can all be explained? Well, maybe now you can try to because of drones and stuff like that, but not back in the 40s and 50s. No way.
We didn't have drones.
We didn't have it. We just didn't have it.
If you think, and if just not only that, but how many reports have we gotten from military, from commercial pilots, from fighter pilots, from people that aren't just like the trailer trash in the trailer is like, I saw a UFO. Legit people that have seen really odd things coming in and out of the ocean, do very weird things. So, I mean, at some point, where do you say like, oh, it's all just explainable? There's a small percentage of that stuff that is not.
Just a minute, guys. Hold that thought.
Sorry, drop it.
Oh, God. I might have to make a different one as well, guys. This is crazy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Tanya. For $5 New Zealand.
Tarny's
so where were we, Crow? Where were we, Crow?
We got a dancing pair that we have to deal with now from Tanya. So
I just want to say Tarny is I just want to give a shout out to her because she's so amazing and how much she mods for everybody and does such a great job and
fantastic job.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. I love her. She's a good friend too. Oh, not long till we meet up and have a coffee. Actually, that's August, isn't it, Tanya? Yeah, Tanya's coming to Australia. Yeah, she's coming to Australia to visit family in August. All going well, and if I sell my tickets to my event, I'll be in America in July. So I'll be able to tell Tanya all about it at coffee when I get back. All the goss, like who did Enzo hook up with at the event?
Oh.
yeah, he's not the eye candy for nothing.
The person that brings the most whiskey is the correct answer.
Oh, hang on. Here we go, guys. Thank you, Uncle Bones. Uncle Bones 2 still hasn't found Uncle Bones 1.
Uncle Bones Uncle Bones is great.
All right, here we go. One more time. Here we go, guys. I'm going to have to make up a new one. I'm going to have a few to pick from. Hey, Crow.
Thank you, Uncle Bones, for the I guess tactical hippo. Is that?
It looks like a little hippo in his army gear. It's
tactical
pretty cute.
Hippo. I like the tactical hippo.
Hey, Crow, is it all right if I put you, and you, Enzo, is it all right if I pop you in one of my, I'll make up some more super chat thank yous and I'll stick you two in it doing something.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll find something for you to do.
Put me in an alien ship if you could.
All right, I'll put you. You can be the alien. Yeah, you can be driving that. Good. And Enzo can be getting. I'll do one where Enzo's getting sucked up into the beam. Yeah, like
I don't have a problem being stuck. That's fine.
Enzo.
Hey, speaking of beam, real quick, takes me back to the Travis Walton story. I watched a documentary the other day about that. I read a book about him, and I just find that whole case fascinating. And it's still this day has not been explained.
They can't debunk it.
All of those guys involved with that have passed several different lie detector tests over the years, which I mean, I get it. There's, certainly a margin of error for all of that stuff, but every one of them has been on the passing side of it. It's not like any of them have been, failures. So it is pretty amazing. He's going to be at Contact in the Desert this year, here in the end of May, beginning of June, that I'm going to. I don't imagine that I'll like get a private moment or anything with him.
Oh, you will. You know why? I'm going to write a letter. And you're my co-host. So I'm going to write a letter and see if I can get in touch.
You don't know who I am, but I'm the co-host.
Yeah, just in case
Paranormal.
My co-host on the Doof Paranormal. But Crow could have been, but he's always just too busy.
It is an amazing story. The movie, of course, it was made of it, Fire in the Sky. Good movie.
God damn,
exactly how it went,
right?
But it's pretty close. It's certainly one of those where he saw this weird ass thing in the sky when they were doing they were logging not logging, they were creating like artificial fire breaks, basically. They were doing wildlife management is really what they were doing. Well, not wildlife, but what's it called when you just do plants? Basically, they're cleaning up so wildfires, when they don't go crazy, they don't wipe out the place. But they're doing cleanup from that, and as they're driving back down the hill, they see this giant craft floating just off the road, and they stop, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" And Travis Walton hops out and is like, "I'm going to check this out." As he gets a little closer to it, gets somehow zapped by a bolt of energy and kind of laid out on the ground. His buddies that are still in the truck screaming at him to come back. It's like, yeah, he's dead. Get the hell out of here. They booked ass down the rest of the mountain and left him there. Wait. We got to go back. We can't just leave. They turn around and go back. Kraft is gone. Travis is gone. Don't see him for like, what was it, 3 days, 4 days?
I thought it was like 6 or 7 days.
I think it was longer.
Maybe it was. It was several days.
But the other interesting thing to that, Enzo and Crow, is that people tend to forget. They say, "Oh, bullshit. He just probably whatever." Those men were held on suspicion of murder.
The sheriff, because they went, all the people that were in that truck that were his pals, that is, his workmates, they all blasted off and they couldn't find him, and they went straight to the sheriff's office. It's like, dude, aliens just kidnapped our pal. And of course, they thought they were all drunk or high or something like that, which is the normal response. But as the conversation went up, as the conversation went on, they started to suspect they might be covering up. They might have killed this dude, because there were certainly people in that group that didn't like Travis. They were not pals.
No.
And they had disagreements, over their, work time. And, but, not enough to kill him, which didn't come out until later. But the sheriff didn't know that. So they kind of, sequestered all of those folks in a jail cell till they could figure out what the hell was going on. Obviously, this person's missing. We don't know where he is. We can't find him. These were the last people to say, they say a UFO grabbed him. Okay, fellas. So, those guys were held, and then he just popped up, several days later, like a couple of towns over, half naked and scared, going, how the hell did I get here?
Lost a lot of weight too. He lost like 10 pounds, hadn't shaved,
no food, no water, or anything for that whatever time he was gone. So he was not in great shape. So they had to hospitalize him, the whole spiel. But he still does the circuit today, and he still tells the story. And
It hasn't changed.
when he retells the story, the story pretty much has not changed over the years. As he's telling the story, there will usually be a point where he will actually get quiet for a second, where he's kind of almost reliving it.
He had a mental toll lasted, to this day. I mean, for a long time, a few years afterwards, he secluded himself and he was in bad shape mentally.
Yeah, and look,
even though they made a movie, and I think he's done a book or two talking about his experience, or he's certainly done articles and stuff like that. There's not that much money in it. That's the other thing about whether it's doing ghost stuff or cryptid stuff or UFO stuff. There's not that much money in telling some tall tale. Do you recall the date of that?
I don't know. It has to have been the 70s or
1975.
It was in the 70s. Yeah, that sounds about right.
But that's the thing. That's the thing about it, though. There is no money in it, Enzo.
Not really.
He might get his airfare paid to attend one of these events and whatever. But that's about, there might be residuals from his book or the movie. I don't even actually think he got anything from that movie. And I just sort of think, why? I believe him. I absolutely believe him. I think he, and like I said before, if it was faked, if it was BS and they were all in on it and it was just whatever, those men would not have sat in jail for a week being accused of murdering somebody just for what gain? Like, it was no monetary gain whatsoever in that story. And then when he did get back, he was crook. And a few of those fellas had issues afterwards as well, so far as I know. So, there's some stories you just can't, you might not be able to explain them, but you can't write them off because you can't say it didn't happen. You can't say there's no such thing as aliens. You just can't.
There's no proof. I guess there's no proof. He could have sat in the woods for a week and not ate a damn thing. But why would you go through that extreme, especially if your friends are being accused of murder? It just doesn't add up. But can you prove it? No. But it's a fascinating story.
Especially back then, as they're living through it, all of them were held at some point by the law, saying, okay, one of you guys needs to start telling me the truth because what you're telling me is BS. And certainly nobody believed that, and I get it, but obviously they couldn't hold the original guys because he turned up a week later. But it's such a crazy story that the sheriff's in this weird position. It's like, oh, shit, I can't hold these guys because the guy's there, and he's saying something totally different from what he's got a whole other half of this story of what happened to him after he was zapped. And one of my favorite things actually about Travis Walton's story is the gist of it, without getting into the total details of it, is he kind of comes to where he's on the ship, he's on the craft, and he hops up off of whatever he was sitting on, whatever, a table or whatever, and there's sort of like gray kind of thing, and he thinks they're the ones that blasted him on the ground. He thinks it was somehow malicious, and he ends up punching him. He gets into a fist fight with a gray.
Yeah.
And he's throwing fists at one, and they're like, all right, we're just going to back up and let somebody else come in here and talk to you. And then it gets weirder, which I'll let you guys discover that one on your own, listening to his own story, because there's plenty of stories or plenty of other websites that they talk about it in detail.
Isn't that where a humanoid woman comes in? Yeah. So it says a lot. So they're kind of under the impression either it was a humanoid woman or they were able to some way. I reckon it was, I don't know. Maybe it was me from the future. She was blonde, I think.
I kind of imagined Counselor Troy in my head from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh yeah, she was
that's what I always imagined. Yeah, that's what I always imagined in my head.
Humanoids are always, people that have had experiences like they get captured by aliens. There's always a talk about humans being there as well.
There is
hybridized human alien hybrids is kind of common sometimes with many of these abduction stories, which we certainly the past couple of years we've certainly seen a lot of stories coming out of our own American Congress people sitting there hearing stories from David Grush and various other people, but they have not even touched and are actually seem to kind of specifically avoid any of the abduction type stories.
They do, don't they?
Hmm.
Well, I reckon you have to send me what that's called again, where you're going, where Travis Walton will be. And I'm going to try and contact Travis Walton. And you are going to ask him my 5 haunting questions.
Ooh.
I want to know box of briefs.
Contact in the Desert. End of
I'm
May,
going to try.
beginning of
I'm
June.
going to try. We'll see how we go. What do you reckon, Crow?
Hey, worth a shot.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah,
They can only
I'll
say
certainly,
no or ignore.
I'll certainly be sitting in there. I know other people that I know, I shouldn't say friends of mine, that have heard him one-on-one speaking about basically retelling the same story that he's been telling since the 70s. But you can, when someone's telling a story and they're truthful about it, you can see the emotion in their face, and you can see the power in their own words as they're describing something so bizarre that it is literally unearthly. What they're trying to describe to you and put into words, you get that impression, and that's what I've always heard from people that I know that have listened one-on-one, not on a video, not on some some crappy VHS that they pirated off the internet of Travis Walton talk, but in person, seeing it for yourself. I know a lot of people that have been like, I totally believe that guy. He is totally
you know what, Crow, if you had the chance to talk to Travis, would you ask him a specific question? Like, I don't know that I'd want him to tell me the story because I know the story. I do have a question in mind, but do you have one that you'd have in mind, Crow, if you had the chance to talk to him?
I'd have to really think about that.
That's a tough thing because he's been just bombarded since the 70s with all the questions.
Not mine. Not
permutations.
Mine.
Well, boxes are briefs. Sure, that I'm sure nobody's asked him that for sure.
I'd ask him my 5 haunted questions. So I'd ask about the ghosts. I'd ask, you have to devise them differently though, because obviously he does believe in aliens. So I'd probably say, I probably want to know, and I guess someone's asked him, he may have even answered this one, but do you reckon you could contact them? Like, do they come back? Like, and if they do, could you please give them my contact details? Tell them I'm here, I'm happy, I'm willing. Just come grab me.
DMs are
and then on the way I'll skip past and I'll pick up Crow. That's what I reckon.
I guess maybe if I had to ask him, certainly a lot of abductees after their experience, and sometimes it's a one and done. It's not necessarily repeated over months or years or their entire lives, but it's a one-time thing. That's at least as far as they can remember. There are a lot of folks that seem to be more open to the idea that there is some other sense about us, being like an ESP or, precognitive type abilities, things like that, I know I certainly have experienced some, what time you'll finish the stream? Mother, do you know what time you will finish the stream?
Well, one would assume in about 5 or 6 minutes, because I promise always just to go to about 2 hours. Otherwise, people
hold back the lizards for 5 more minutes. Then you can.
Actually, do you know what, Daniel? I think we have cures for terminal illness. Unfortunately, can you imagine? Yeah, just putting it out there. If the pharmaceutical companies, if the cures that I'm going to say it, have been found. If the cures for terminal illnesses and other ailments that bother us have been found, pharmaceutical companies are going to lose a great amount of money because all those chemotherapy type drugs cost a frigging fortune. Okay, they're billions, trillions, whatever. And not to mention, if you get rid of a terminal illness like cancer or anything like that, guess what else? Guess who else loses money? The people that make the equipment. So MRI machines, millions of dollars, all those sorts of machines. So if the cure is presented to us and all of a sudden we're all good and we're not getting cancer anymore, a whole heap of rather not very good people that make all these drugs and stuff. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's just fact. People are going to lose money. So I don't need to ask any aliens if there's cures. There are. But I would say to the aliens, could you possibly hit a few people up and pick up a few people that I really like and fix them for me, please? As a matter of fact, just fix everybody. Pick up those pharmaceutical company CEOs and get rid of them. Take them for a ride to Mars. Karen rant over. Oh, what? There's actually a whole... oh, looks like I have to go to my daughter's room and look for lizards. They're just a little... Do you have... actually, Crow, in Florida, because your weather's similar to mine, do you have little lizards that we call them snakes? They're just tiny. Look, like I've got geckos. There's plenty of geckos in my house. People go, ew, they're horrible. I love them. They're kind of cute.
They keep trying to sell me insurance. I hate them.
Oh, God. Pharmaceutical breakthroughs, Holly, I don't know. They have them, but then they cost you a freaking fortune to buy them. So, and then they stay on the, whatever. Like, actually, Crow tried it and it made him crook. But Ozempic, it's not, Ozempic's a brand name, but the drug attacks the, so Crow did try it and it would have been brilliant for him if it had worked. Now, it's got its side effects. One does have to be careful, but that is a brilliant drug because ultimately, if you're prone and heading toward diabetes, and I'm not saying they give it primarily now to people with diabetes, okay? My argument is, okay, that's great, but start giving it to people who are pre-diabetic. So those people that are obese and overweight, because you will develop it, right? You take it, but the mongrels, you've got all the Kim Kardashians buying up supply, and that now they should be able to make that really easily, but they're not. So they're putting it out there. People are getting it, then they can't get it. Then they're getting it, then they can't get it. Yet within, and I said this once before, within a month, they had millions and trillions of doses of the, vaccine at hand and forcing it down everybody's throats, but yet they can't make more of this particular drug that does not suit everybody, but probably suits a lot and can help reduce the diabetes crisis in the world. Yeah, it's too hard to get. So I'm just saying. Anyway, don't make me rant, Holly. I'm talking about aliens. Holly always gets me ranting. I love you, Holly. So any other questions about aliens you want to discuss with Enzo? You should have Enzo on your show one day, Crow.
I know.
We say this every time.
No, dude. I'm horrible about these things. I don't ever have planned.
No, he doesn't.
That's my problem. Is I don't ever do these things planned. So it's always like, hey, it's 1 a.m. You want to go live? Yeah, sure. When? Like right now.
Yeah. Oh, you can always try that with Enzo. Sometimes he's awake, aren't you, mate? You always just always just give it a try because sometimes Enzo is awake.
I don't know how coherent the conversation's going to be, but I'll be there.
but yeah, so I reckon I'd love to see the two of you just yap on about aliens and conspiracy theories.
God, we could for hours.
Oh yeah, but just
honestly, and the chat is great. Sky Talker missing 411. It's like, oh man, that's a whole other diversion of thought, just going down that rabbit hole.
All right, I just want to throw some love out at Maisie. Crow, give Maisie a kiss.
Hey, Maisie.
Yeah, she's off for her. The cat's out of the bag now. She told people about her breast cancer diagnoses and whatnots. So she's off to get her. She's not off to get a treatment. She's off to bed because she's tired. So get better, and she's got strict orders to be better by September anyway, because she's taking me out on the town when I get to Scotland. So there you go. Love you, Maisie. Love you, Maisie. Doof, have you ever seen the short series called Taken? Not the Liam Neeson movies. No, I have not, but I'll look it up. I'm assuming it's about aliens.
Yes,
not Liam Neeson.
It was the Sci-Fi Channel here in the U.S. Did that one quite a few years ago. Very good show, though. Very good.
Yeah. And all I'll say on the Ozempic thing is, yes, it does have some side effects. You know, your muscles can deteriorate, and I always have trouble saying that word.
There's lots of side effects.
There's lots of side effects. It's
nasty stuff.
It can be nasty stuff, but I think if it's in short term, a kickstart, so to speak, and then under the hands of a good dietitian, someone who actually knows about dietetics and not telling you to freaking, it's just, honestly, it's really hard. And Crow, if anybody, is the first person to agree how hard it is. It's freaking hard. And even me, Enzo, I was on the keto thing. I had the accident the other day. I got all stressed. What did I reach for?
Chocolate.
Boom. So really, eating is like a stress thing. Like not eating. We gotta eat, but you know what I mean. Something happens to you, and as good as you've been,
it is certainly the worst addiction for people, especially the Western world, where you still have to eat no matter what. But do you have a salad and a lean piece of meat, or chicken or fish or something like that, or do you get the giant jumbo bag of potato chips and just shovel them in, and have nachos and cheese and everything like that? Believe me, I get it. It is tough. That chips are my big thing. That's my big hang up, is snacks kind of stuff. I'm a snacker.
Because you do feel good after you snack. But then you feel, straight up, while you're snacking, actually not after you snack, while you are snacking, you feel great. Because, yes, it's sugary, like carbs, so boom, straight away you're going to feel good. It tastes good. But it's after, about maybe an hour later, that you fall asleep, because you're just on that sugar high, and it's like, ugh. And even if it's not sugar, like, just remember those bad carbs are sugar, like they turn into sugar. So it's shit, isn't it, Crow?
Yeah.
I've just put the name of the drug there. That's what it's actually called. Semaglutide is the name of the chemical, the drug, semaglutide. So Ozempic is the brand name, and it's not great. You better to try and do it naturally. However, when it gets to a point where nothing's working, it's worth a shot. But I wouldn't, and there are side effects to it. I'm no expert. You can hear plenty of experts speak on it, but there are some pretty severe. Crow suffered a side effect from it. But the other thing they say is it doesn't necessarily lose the fat. It loses muscle composition. It affects that. So there's all different things. But people are definitely losing weight. Definitely.
It suppresses your appetite.
It does.
Right? That's what it is. So if you're just sitting around watching TV and you take Ozempic or whatever it is, and you're not hungry, you don't feel like eating anything, then you don't. But you're still sitting on ass in front of that TV.
I do.
That's the biggest issue, I think, because I'm guilty of it too. Of sitting on ass in front of that TV, or watching a live stream, or even being on it. I'm trying to get my calories in through whiskey, but oddly enough, that doesn't work. It's certainly very different to do it that way, but you end up your base. It really does boil down to calories in versus calories out. It's super simple.
It does slow down your digestive. That's the part I didn't like about it. It slows down your digestive system. The food just sits in
Right.
your stomach. It slows down the way if you can't go to the bathroom good already, you have fun because it's going to it's weird. It's very weird.
It's disruptive to what your normal routine is, and it really does break down to, because believe me, I love chips and snack cracker things and Cheetos and all, I get it. I love all of that stuff, but it's killing us. It's you really, if you stick to basics, basic vegetables, basic, not stuff that's super processed. If you're eating Kraft macaroni and cheese, you're not going to end well. Yeah,
no,
you're not going to end well. Well, I get nutrition from whiskey because I'm a little different, but that's a whole other story. But
yeah, but that's the thing. Diet is so hard. I know what I'm supposed to do. Crow knows what he's supposed to do. Enzo, everybody here knows.
We all do. Yeah, we know what we're supposed to do. Yeah,
but it's really hard. Like I actually surprisingly had a good full 8 days where all I was having, I got up in the morning, had my coffee, and then I made 3 eggs and a couple of pieces of bacon. That was breakfast. And then for dinner, all I was eating was meat, a piece of steak, or like no veggies, nothing, just meat. And strangely enough, I was not hungry. Well, no, maybe not strangely enough. I think that's normal. I think that's actually a normal response to just taking in protein and meat. And I wasn't hungry. And then, something happened and I got upset. Thank you, Cody and Satori. And I reached straight for the carbs. I just needed a piece of cake. Actually, I've got a lot to blame that Cody and Satori for, Crow. Reach for the freaking steak and for the cake. I would have still been on my meat thing. But I love eating meat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've been
yes.
Too thick.
A good foot long.
Well,
oh boy.
We had to go there, didn't we?
We always do.
Who doesn't enjoy a foot long, right?
Hey, this week's sponsor of Due to Paranormal.
Not that I really want to mention this, but Enzo went to a great lot of trouble for me, Crow, to find something. And I just want everybody to see it, because from now on, whenever I mention this phrase, this is happening. So you know how I always go crook when someone comes in. Oh, here we go. Here's a bit of a Debbie Downer for you. Thank you. Debbie Downer.
Sunny Sock. Why? Why did you have to do that?
Is it going to work, Enzo?
You're enjoying your day, everything's going your way. Then along comes Debbie Downer. Always there to tell you about a new disease, a car accident or killer bees. You beg her to spare you, Debbie, please, but you can't stop Debbie Downer.
Did you like that, Crow?
I like that.
I do love Debbie Downer. I used to love that skit on SNL. You know, we didn't get SNL here ever. The only time we ended up getting it was when we finally got cable television here, and they played it on.
Really?
Yeah, which used to, and I knew what it was even growing up. In the 70s, I knew what it was because you'd see it in Tiger Beat magazine or whatever it was. I must have read to see it. And I used to think, why don't we have that? But anyway, there you go. People are saying hello to you, Sunny Sock. Sunny Sock is my baby girl. She's my youngest. We've been watching a show together. Actually, what's that called? Sunny Sock? What's that show called? We're watching Avatar something. Avatar. Oh, it was a cartoon that she was trying to make me watch. I was watching a cartoon, an anime cartoon with her. And then she came out and told me that it's now in like a human form, like a proper, not a cartoon. And Avatar: The Last Airbender. I really like it. Yeah, it's really good. It's all about Sunny Sock once tried to use my nose as a she did too. It's all about a little boy who is kind of like, I don't know how he's called an avatar, but he's got special powers and he can bend air and he can bend water, he can bend earth, and I can't remember. What else can he bend? Stop, she's going to look at me. What else can he bend? I'm saying it all wrong, am I? But anyway, it's a good show. So look it up if you're interested. I don't remember. It's she's not telling me to shut up. She's telling Holly to shut up. I don't remember it, so it's not real, she says. Oh dear, what's Daniel say? I like being hungry, especially when there's a lot to eat. Now I'm getting hungry. See, I haven't eaten today. I've just had coffee milk. That's it.
Honestly, it really does seem like you need to go to sleep hungry.
Okay.
Sorry.
What was that? Oh, was that Mandy? The one of the cats. Sorry.
That's my phone.
Oh, that's your phone. Actually, how are the cats?
Oh, they're us meowing around.
Oh gosh. Oh, I like your pussycats. Still no pussy cam.
I'll send them over to you.
I've already got 3 that well, I don't. My
Geez.
daughter looks after them. So there you go. No, sorry, I interrupted you. And so we're going to wind this up now, Crow, so you can go and get some sleep. And everybody here can go and get some sleep or some food. Have I lost you, Tanya? Are you still here somewhere? Oh, yeah, there she is. It's all right. She didn't bite at my I like to eat milk. Like to eat meat comment. Nothing. She usually bites.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Last words, Enzo?
Everyone, thank you so much for being so generous tonight in the super chats and memberships and everything else. I'm shocked and amazed. Every week I'm hanging out here with all of you, and I feel blessed hanging out here with Karen every week just to share a couple of dumb jokes, and certainly for whenever Tanya jumps in with a comment.
Sunny Sock says, you are so welcome, Enzo. I've given you so much. I'm so generous. My child. You can tell she's mine, can't you? And Crow, thank you, my darling man. Have you got any last words for everybody?
Oh, man. Hey, just don't shit where you eat.
And what's the other one? Don't something or other where you work? Or is that the same saying?
That's all I got.
That's all you got. Oh, well, thank you, Crow. And thanks, everybody. And so much. So I'm just going to quickly read through them again. Wendy, of course, became a member. I don't think she's been on today, so she didn't see the animation. I'm sure she'll see it next time. And Cheryl's been here, and Betty Gathers became a member. Thank you so much. And Come Hither with Heather was here. And Spirit Search Australia, Tanya, Mike O, Daniel from Bay Area Ghost, Squirrely as well. Spirit Search, well, thank you so much for today. That was really, really awesome. Plus, it gave me some time to have some fun with my little animations. So I'm going to make some new animations as well. And I'm going to put Crow and Enzo. So Crow's going to be driving a spaceship, and Enzo's going to get sucked up into the spaceship. That's what I'll do. All right, guys, love you lots, and keep an eye out on actually whatever day it is. Click on the members only live stream. That's this week coming up sometime, and we'll have a bit of fun there. And I've got some episodes coming out this. Enzo's episode of 5 Haunting Questions is on Tuesday. If you want to check out Enzo, I did some awesome cool animations for his episode as well. I should revisit your episode, Crow, because I didn't.
No, mine sucks.
No, I loved your episode. Crow, just because I didn't ask you this question, so I'll ask it now. Here's an exclusive, everybody, an exclusive. Crow. Crow. Commando. Briefs. Boxers. Elephant thong. Boxer briefs.
Boxers and sometimes commando.
All right. So you don't mind letting everything hang out?
It depends on the day or what I'm doing.
There we go, guys. See, an exclusive. We now know, we can now picture you, Crow, laid
boy.
back there on the recliner.
Sometimes you gotta let things just air out, and just be natural.
Sunny Sock, yes, that is one of the haunting questions because it can haunt people's minds later on when they get the answer. And I ask, and just so, because I've not told Sunny Sock this, so the question the ladies get, Sunny Sock, is do you prefer kicking off your shoes when you get home? Is that the best feeling? Or ripping off your bra and chucking it across the room, letting the girls free? Yeah, it's haunting my daughter. So there you go. I better leave it. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining in. And I'll see you all next Friday with Enzo, as per usual. Check out Enzo's 5 haunting questions on Tuesday. I've got an episode coming out through the week as well. And the members only. And I think that's it for now. Anything else I'll put in the community page. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.